So, this is week one of something a lot of people are calling the resistance. Some Greenpeace demonstrators climbed a crane, a giant crane within sight of the White House, and unfurled a flag that said resist. I love that. I love the concept of resisting and the resistance up to a point. And here's what I mean by that. I've already talked on this show and elsewhere about the fact that a lot of people who have made great incomes for a great many years working for the corporate Democratic Party at think tanks and consultancies funded by Wall Street money, corporate money, and so on, are now using the hashtag resist. They're the folks I call the expense account insurrectionists. I think it's great to resist unjust policies and unjust ideas. I think it's a moral imperative, in fact, and the word resist has a great charge to it. But let us remember that the great resistance heroes of the past, whether it was those who resisted the Nazis in World War II or dictatorial regimes in South America or Africa or Europe or anywhere around the world, often paid with their lives. They often paid with their families' lives. They often paid an enormous price in suffering and imprisonment, in torture, and so on. So let us not be too disrespectful of the memories of those great resistance heroes of the past, a few of whom I've had the privilege to meet over the years. By throwing that word around, unless we are deeply morally committed to changing a broken system, let's also think about how people are going to react out there. Let's use that word as we should use everything strategically, smartly. Let's avoid self-aggrandizement. Let's not play act and dress up like characters from Star Wars in order to do it. Let's do it as a deep and abiding moral commitment. And lastly, two last points. One, let's not let us obscure the very real differences among Trump opponents about how to build a better society for the future. This is a time to be hashing out those differences, not obscuring them. And this is a time not just to resist, but to lay out a vision of the future. I'm going to say this until I turn blue. It is time to lay out a vision of the future that is positive, that is ennobling, that is hopeful, that is beautiful.